Hello, Ghost. This is Homie.
And this is Maxy.
And this is Kokoro.
And we're all going to be reading some stories together, so I hope you're ready. The title: The Kung Fu Cookie Showdown. In the lively town of Crunchville, where everyone had a sweet tooth, a new threat loomed over the citizens. The Girl Scouts, armed with boxes of cookies, had taken over every street corner. These weren't just any cookies, they were overpriced, tempting treats that could drain the wallets of even the most frugal of townsfolk. But the little girls but little did these scouts know, a trio of unlikely heroes was about to rise and challenge their cookie empire.
Ghost, the spunky leader with a heart full of determination, was the first to notice the cookie crisis. With her sharp eyes and even sharper wit, she knew something had to be done. Alongside her were two of her best friends, Kokoro, a fierce kung fu master who had honed his skills to perfection, and Maxi, a man with an analytical mind who could outthink any opponent. And then, and then there was Obi, the ever hungry, laid back member of the group who had a weakness for snacks, especially cookies.
One sunny afternoon, the group gathered in their dojo, discussing their plan of attack. We
We
can't let
can't
this girl. Oh, sorry.
we can't let these Girl Scouts get away with charging such outrageous prices for cookies, Ghost declared, her fist clenched in determination. It's up to us to stop them before the whole town goes broke.
Kokoro nodded, her stance already poised for action. No cookie is too tough for us to crumble. We show them the power of kung fu.
Maxie, ever the straight strategist, adjusted his glasses as he spoke. We need a plan that's both efficient and effective. Outfighting them won't be enough. We need to outsmart them. After all, those cookies aren't even made with organic ingredients.
Homie, however, was less focused on the mission. His mind was on the Thin Mints. Guys, what if we just bought the cookies? I mean, they're pretty good, right?
Ghost shot him her look. Homie, we can't let them win. With the kung fu fighting trio, we've got principles to uphold.
Kokoro added, our honor is at stake. Homie, we can't let overpriced snacks defeat us.
Maxie nodded in agreement. We'll need to expose their tactics to reveal the truth about those prices. We can't let the town fall for this cookie scam.
Determined, the group set off into the streets of Crunchville. It didn't take long to find the source of the problem. At the busiest intersection, a group of Girl Scouts, led by a fierce troop leader, had set up shop. They waved their cookie boxes in the air, the sales pitches echoing through the streets.
Get your cookies there. Fresh, delicious, and only slightly overpriced. The troop leader called out, her smile as sweet as the cookies she sold.
Jo stepped forward, her hands on her hips. All right, troop leader. We're here to put an end to your cookie scheme. These prices are ridiculous, and we're not going to stand for it.
Kokoro assumed a ferocious kung fu pose, her eyes fierce and ready, prepared to face the fury of kung fu.
Maxie, always the thinker, pulled out his calculator. Let's talk on numbers. Based on the cost of ingredients and productions, these cookies should be half the price you're charging. It's simple economics.
Omi, however, was still focused on the cookies. But seriously, how much for just one box? I'm asking for a friend.
The Girl Scouts weren't intimidated. They surrounded the trio, waving the boxes menacingly. The troop leader smirked, confident in their power. You think you can stop us? Our cookies are irresistible. You're no match for our sales tactics.
Ghost didn't back down. We're not afraid of a little sugar rush. Let's show them what we've got.
And so the most epic showdown in Crunchville in history began. Kokoro's lightning fast kung fu moves sent boxes of cookies flying through the air, leaving trails of crumbs behind. Maxie, with his quick calculations, pointed out every flaw in the Girl Scouts' pricing strategy, leaving them confused and demoralized. And Ghost, with her spunky attitude, an unyielding spirit, led the charge, standing strong against the cookie chaos.
Homie, meanwhile, Homie, meanwhile, couldn't resist his temptation. He grabbed a box of thin mints and began munching, mumbling to himself. Just one box, just one.
The troop leader, realizing they were outmatched, sighed and defeat. Fine, we'll lower the prices. You'll win, kung fu fighters, but you never truly defeat the power of the cookie.
Ghost grinned triumphantly. That's what I thought. Now pack up and move out.
The Girl Scouts, defeated but still clutching the cookies, retreated, and the town was safe once again. The citizens of Crunchville cheered for their heroes, grateful for their bravery and determination.
As the trio walked off into the sunset, Ghost patted Homie on the back. We did it, team. Another victory for the kung fu fighting trio.
Kokoro nodded with satisfaction. Honor and justice have prevailed.
Maxie put his calculator with a smile. And we saved the economy, one cookie at a time.
Homie, still happily munching on his thin mints, shrugged. Well, I think we all won here. These cookies are still pretty awesome.
The trio laughed, their spirits high as they headed home. And as they disappeared from sight, Homie's voice echoed one last time through the streets of Crunchville.
So, where's the news ice cream stand at?
The end!
The end. Yay! The title, Quest for the Dragon's Power. And a land where magic thrived in every corner held a new mystery. There existed a tale whispered by the wind, spoken in a hushed tone by travelers and bards alike. The legend of the dragons, majestic, powerful, and shrouded in mystery. Dragons were said to possess a power unlike anything the world had ever seen. But no one knew the true nature of this power, and many believed it to be nothing more than a myth.
However, for a group of 4 friends, each with their unique skills and boundless curiosity, this legend was more than just a tale. It was a challenge, a riddle waiting to be solved.
Maxie, the brilliant thinker with a knack for building anything from scratch, was always ready for an adventure. His mind was a well-oiled machine, constantly buzzing with ideas and inventions. He could not resist the allure of discovering the true power of dragons. For if the legends were true, it could lead to the greatest invention the world had ever seen.
Ghost, the sharp-eyed hunter, was a master of the wilderness. With her keen senses and unmatched skill with the bow, she could track anything, anywhere. The thrill of the hunt called to her, and the idea of tracking a dragon was one of the most elusive creatures was a challenge she could not pass up.
Kokoro, the tiny but fierce fairy, was the heart of the group. With her glowing wings and a magic that could heal wounds and charm even the most stubborn of creatures, she brought a touch of enchantment to their journey. Kokoro had always been fascinated by the stories of dragons, not just for their power, but for their beauty and grace. She believed that there was more to dragons than just their strength.
And then there was Homie, the lovable troll with the jolly belly and an even jollier laugh. Though he was strong enough to cross the borders with his bare hands, Homie had a soft spot for all things magical and wondrous. The idea of meeting dragon was with filled him with childlike wonder, and he was determined to see one with his own eyes.
Together, the four set out on their quest. Their journey led them through dense forest where the trees whispered secrets, across vast deserts where the sand seemed to sing, and up towering mountains where the air was thin and crisp.
As they ventured deeper into unknown lands, they encountered countless obstacles. There were riddles to solve, treacherous paths to navigate, and creatures both strange and dangerous to face. But each time they encountered a challenge, Max's inventions, Ghost skills, Kokoro's magic, and Homie's strength saw them through.
One evening, as they camped at the edge of the dark and ancient forest, Kokoro fluttered around the campfire, her wings casting shimmering light in the darkness. "We're getting closer," she said, her voice filled with excitement. "I can feel it. The dragons are near."
Maxie adjusted his goggles, a look of determination on his face. If we're going to find them, we'll need to be prepared. I've been working on something this might help us. Dragon trackers. They'll pick up the unique energy that dragons are said to emit.
Ghost, who was sharpening her arrows, nodded approvingly. Good thinking, Maxie. With those, we'll be able to find them before they find us.
Homie, who was roasting a large fish over the fire, grinned. "I can't wait to meet one. I bet they're even more amazing than the story says. Maybe we can even be friends."
The next morning, with Maxie's dragon trackers in hand, they set off to the ancient forest. The deeper they went, the more the forest seemed to come alive. The trees grew taller and older, their branches intertwining to create a canopy that blocked out the sky. The air was thick with magic, and the sounds of forest were both eerie and beautiful.
Suddenly, one of the trackers began to beep softly. Max's eye lit up. We're close, he whispered.
They followed the signal until they reached a clearing, and there, in the center, stood a creature of unparalleled majesty, a dragon. Its scales shimmered like gemstones, reflecting every color of the rainbow. Its wings were vast, capable of blotting out the sun, and its eyes glowed with ancient wisdom.
But instead of attacking, the dragon simply watched them, its gaze calm and inquisitive.
Kokoro, her heart pounding with both fear and excitement, fluttered forward. Great dragon, she called out, her voice trembling. We have traveled far to learn the truth of your power. We mean no harm.
The dragon tilted its head, then spoke in a voice that resonated through the clearing, deep and melodic. "You seek the truth, but do you understand what you ask for? The power of dragons is not just in our strength, but in our knowledge, our history, and our bond with the world."
Maxie stepped forward, his curiosity piqued. But what is this power? How can we understand it?
the, the dragon's eyes softened. To understand our power, you must understand yourselves. Power is not just in might or magic, it is in wisdom and kindness and in the bonds you share. You too possess great power, more than you realize.
Ghost, always the pragmatist, ask. "So, it's not about physical strength or magical abilities."
The dragon shook his head slowly. Those are merely tools. True power lies in how you use them, in the choices you make, and in the legacy you leave behind. You have traveled far, but the greatest journey is the one within.
Homie, with his jolly belly shaking with excitement, laughed heartily. So we've had the power all along. That's awesome. But what can we still hang out? You're the coolest creature I've ever seen.
The dragon chuckled, a sound like rolling thunder. "You are welcome in my presence, young troll. You all are. Remember this lesson, and you will be as mighty as any dragon."
With that, the dragon spread its wings and took to the skies, disappearing into the clouds. The group stood in awe, their hearts filled with a newfound understanding.
As they made their way back home, the world seemed brighter, more alive. They had discovered the true power of dragons, and in doing so, had discovered the true power within themselves.
And so, the legend of the dragon's power lived on, but now with a new chapter, one of friendship, wisdom, and the magic that comes from within.
The end.
And
Yeah!
yay!
Yippee!
Yippee!
The title Kitten Tornado Rescue. One sunny afternoon in a peaceful town of Purville, a group of friends, Maxy, Ghost, Homie, and Kokoro, were enjoying a quiet day when something very unusual happened. The sky darkened, the wind picked up, and suddenly, a massive tornado made entirely of kittens appeared on the horizon.
Maxie, the clever tinkerer, squinted at the swirling mass of love. Guys, is that a tornado made of kittens?
Ghost, the brave hunter, was already grabbing her gear. It sure is, and it's heading straight for the town. We got to stop it before those kittens cause chaos.
Homie, the lovable troll, scratched his head, his jolly belly shaking with laughter. A tornado of kittens? That sounds like a perfectly adorable disaster.
Kokoro, the tiny fairy, fluttered her wings with determination. Adorable or not, we have to stop it. Those kittens could cause a real mess.
As the tornado got closer, the friends could hear the kittens meowing. Except there wasn't just ordinary meows. The kittens were speaking in rhymes.
Whiskers twitch and tail so fine. We're here to cause some kitten time. Fluffy paws, eyes so bright, will turn your day into a fright.
Okay. Maxie quickly whipped out his invention, a giant cat-friendly vacuum. We need to redirect the tornado before it hits the town. I just got the thing.
Ghost grabbed her net. I round up any stray kittens that get too close.
Homie still grinning, ready a giant pillow to catch any falling fur balls. I've got a soft landing covered.
Kokoro, with her magic sparkling, floated above the group, and I used my fairy dust to calm them down.
The tornado of kittens drew nearer, their fully formed spinning and trembling in the air. With a deep breath, Maxie turned on the vacuum. It roared to life, pulling the swirling kittens towards it. But the kittens weren't going to down without a fight.
Meow meow, we're on the prowl. We'll spin you around and make you howl. You think you're clever? You think you're spry? But we'll escape before you try.
Kokoro, Kokoro sprinkled her fairy dust over the kittens, and their meows turned into soft purrs. One by one, the kittens floated gently into Ghost's net, and any that fell were caught by, by Homie's giant pillow.
Finally, with a final swoosh, the last of the kittens was safely contained, and the tornado dissipated into nothing more than a gentle breeze.
Maxie wiped his brow, smiling at the sight of all the sleepy, purring kittens. That was close, but we did it!
Ghost, cradling a few kittens in her arms, grinned. They're pretty cute, but I'm glad we caught them before they could do any real damage.
Tommy, with kittens napping all around him, chuckled. Best tornado ever! And look, they've come down.
Kokoro fluttered down, landing softly on Maxie's shoulder. Mission accomplished, team. Purville is safe. But these little guys just needed a nap.
The kittens, now too sleepy to rhyme, snuggled up with the friends, the adventure coming to a peaceful, purring end.
As the sun set over Purville, the group sat together, surrounded by their new, fluffy friends, knowing they have saved the day once again.
The end.
And yay!
Title The Curious Case of Chonky Homie. One bright and breezy day, Maxie, Kokoro, Ghost, and Homie were out exploring the mysterious forest near the village. The air was filled with the scent of pine, and the sound of birds chirping echoed through the trees. They were on a quest to find a rare herb for a new potion Maxie was working on.
Homie, as always, was lagging behind, distracted by every shiny pebble and interesting bug. Guys, check this out. He called off for the third time, holding up a particularly large acorn.
Ghost, the ever alert adventurer, laughed. Come on, homie. We got a mission here. Focus.
Kokoro, their gentle hearted friend, floated just above the ground, her wings shimmering in the sunlight. Don't worry, Ghost. Homie's just being himself. We'll get there eventually.
Maxy, the brilliant tinkerer, was busy jotting down notes in his sketchbook. I just hope we don't run into any magical mishaps today. We've got enough on our plate already.
But as would have it, that's exactly what happened. As the group continued their journey, they stumbled upon a strange glowing flower in a small clearing.
Ooh, shiny! Homie exclaimed, rushing over to inspect it. Before anyone could stop him, he picked the flower and gave it a sniff.
In an instant, a cloud of sparkling dust enveloped Homie. With a loud poof, he was gone. In his place sat a chunky, fluffy orange cat with wide, bewildered eyes.
Maxie dropped his sketchbook. Homie?
The chunky cat blinked up at them, and then, to their shark, spoke in Homie's deep voice. What just happened? Why do I feel so small?
Ghost couldn't help but burst into laughter. Homie, you're a cat, and not just any cat, a chunky cat.
Kokoro floated down to Homie's new level, trying to suppress her giggle. Oh no, Homie! We need to figure out how to turn you back before you cause too much trouble.
Homie, now realizing his predicament, looked down at his tiny furry paws. I'm a cat? This is so weird. But hey, at least I'm still pretty cute, right?
Maxie sighed, already flipping through his notes. Alright, team, we need to find a way to reverse the spell. Let's retrace our steps and find out what kind of magic we're dealing with.
As they made their way back through the forest, Homie, now fully embracing his new cat form, could not resist getting into a bit of mischief. He darted after butterflies, climbed up trees, and even chased his own tail. The group's process slowed considerably as they constantly had to rescue him from getting stuck in bushes or tangled in vines.
At
Sounds
one
like a pretty
point,
cute cat.
at, at one point, Homie found a patch of mud and decided to roll around in it, covering his fluffy orange fur in dirt.
Homie, we need you to clean if you're going to figure this out. We need you clean if you're going to figure this out. Ghost scolded, trying to wipe the mud off with a leaf.
Sorry, it just looks so fun. Homie purred, his chubby body shaking with excitement.
Kokoro couldn't stop laughing. I think Homie's enjoying this a bit too much.
Finally, after what felt like hours, they had turned to the clearing where it all started. Maxie examined the glowing flower that had caused the transformation.
This flower must be enchanted. Maxie mused. If we can reverse the effects, Homie should turn back to normal.
Kokoro, her magical instincts kicking in, began to sprinkle some of her own fairy dust over the flower. Let's try combining this magic with mine. Maybe that'll do the trick.
As the fairy dust mixed with the glowing pollen, the flower began to shimmer even more brightly. Suddenly, a beam of light shot out from the flower and enveloped Homie.
With another loud poof, Homie was back to his usual troll self. Mud covered, but definitely not a cat anymore.
Whoa, I'm back! Homie cheered, looking down at his large, jolly belly. That was crazy, but kind of fun too.
Ghost grinned, wiping the last bit of mud off Homie's face. Glad to have you back, buddy. But next time, I think twice before sniffing mysterious flowers.
Maxi closed his sketchbook with a smile. Another successful adventure team, and who knows, maybe we'll figure out how a way to use that cat spell on purpose next time. It could come in handy.
Kokoro fluttered up, her wings sparkling in the sunlight. Let's just make sure Homie doesn't get too distracted by shiny things from now on.
Homie laughed his hearty laugh, still a bit dazed from the whole experience. Hearty ha ha. No promises, guys, but I'm glad to be back in my troll-tastic form.
And with that, the group continued their adventure, knowing that we're with friends like these. Even the craziest magical mishap could be overcome with a little laughter and a lot of teamwork.
The
The end.
end.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay.